pretty good across the board. I was hoping we could average 4 yards rushing per snap, but we were a little bit under that, 3.5. Overall, very balanced offensively. Corn Dog was able to throw the ball well, and made some nice catches. I thought our offensive line was excellent. In fact, I thought in the first half they were somewhat dominant for where we've been during the year. Defensively, we were good. I had concerns about covering their big athletic wide receivers. I thought our corners, safeties fought their butt off. Even when they made plays, we had them covered for the most part. So, I told the team, congratulated them for their last 2 weeks of practice. They've been excellent in practice. They've practiced really hard, and it worked out well for us tonight. I wish we'd have been a little better in special teams. Would have made it different during the game just based on how we had to handle the clock at the end of the game. If we'd have even just hit one of those field goals, it would have made a big difference. But overall, I was very proud of the guys. Crowd was fantastic. Homecoming was fantastic. Obviously, the weather is beautiful. It's a good time to play well and win on prime time. So proud of them. Want them to enjoy it tonight. And we got to get back to work tomorrow and get ready to play next game. What's that? What's to the field at the end of the game? Oh, always worried about the teams fighting.
Mike, you guys 4th and 1 twice through deep. One was 16 yards, but a fade. What made you think, hey, on 4th and 1, let's go deep and see what happens?
It really wasn't designed that way, just based on how they covered us. Three-prong plays, and Corn Dog made the right read, and two made I don't know who made that one. Two made one. I don't know who made the other play. Did he make both of them? Who did? Okay, Jelani. Yeah. So three-prong plays ended up being that way. Not really by design, but it was nice that Corn Dog made the good throw, and the kids went up and got the ball.
On another 4th and 1, you guys broke out that punt play. What was the thought process there, and how long have you guys been working on that?
Just what happened was the plan, and we worked on it just this week.
So you didn't play well at K-State, Mike, and then you had Texas on the schedule after an open day, and there was a lot of noise around the program. Were you glad to have – I mean, you got to play Texas sometime. Were you glad to have Texas at that point in the schedule just to get your guys' attention?
I don't think it mattered. They practiced good. They were fine. I mean, they've ignored all outside whatever noise there was. I watch them in practice. I thought they had 2 great weeks of practice. I said that Monday in the luncheon. I mean, I guess I could say that they were not practicing well, but they practiced really well.
What explanation did the officials give you on the apparent hold in the end zone?
They said he wasn't in the end zone. Anybody see it?
Yeah.
About 2 yards in the end zone.
I don't know. I didn't. I don't know. They called a defensive hold on the first drive, and then I thought 4 was in great position and cut the guy off on the ball thrown over his head, and they called a pass interference on him. I mean, he's just fighting for his life out there. So I don't understand anymore. I don't get it. I asked him directly. They told me that it was not in the end zone.
So, Mike, you mentioned players ignoring the outside noise. Obviously, after the Kansas State game the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of criticism of Taylor. How vital was it to you that he gets off to a good start in this game?
Criticism where? From where?
Noise.
From where?
Twitter, radio.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd give a rat's ass about Twitter. It's a platform for people that are sitting home drawing an unemployment check, sitting in front of a keyboard. I'm not disregarding what you're saying. Trust me, I get it at my own house. But, I mean, I just kind of felt like that social media and Twitter is what's destroying this country anyway. So that's how I feel about it, from politics to sports to whatever. It gives people a platform to bitch, and then other people are like needling it, and they're sitting at home, and they're late on a payment. So anyway, that's how I feel.
Coach Tyler had a really big first half, 2 touchdown catches and some really big catches. Can you talk a little bit about him and how you felt about his play tonight?
I mean, I thought he was excellent. And I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to think of flaws. I wish we'd have kicked better field goals. Tech, we got the lead, probably got a little bit conservative in the second half, but we didn't want to give them an easy score. But when we needed to make a play, those guys were able to make plays. And, it's just interesting with young kids. When we played Iowa State out here, he dropped one that he would have run in the end zone on. And everybody said, look, you'll get another chance and you got to make a play. And that's what he did. So the synopsis of this whole deal is, and I'm being honest with you, our kids worked their ass off for 2 weeks. They really did. I didn't have to do anything other than say, let's condense this thing down a little bit. Let's get a smile on our face. Let's go practice hard and put our big boy pants on. And that's what they did. But, just like I told them in there, now you got to feed the monster for next week. And you're going to have to come back and do it again. They're going to have to refocus tomorrow, which is always a concern. But, you got to give the kids a lot of credit. They fought back. Texas is a good team. I mean, whatever they were ranked, top 10, they're a good team. They're well coached. But I felt like our guys were well conditioned, and I felt like our guys played really hard and gave themselves the best chance to win. The journey to get to this point over 2 weeks was really good. And that's all we could control. And then we got to go play hard.
Does it concern you with the lack of production in the second half?
The what?
The lack of production offensively in the second half, does that concern you?
I'm all concerned about the final score. Are you real? Can you really bring something negative up? How can you do that? Are you on social media? You're one of the guys that's on social media that sits at home and you're a playground instigator. Yeah. All while your house rent, start putting one of those notices where they're going to shut your air off, your electric. No, but I'm not. I'm just teasing you. I'm giving you a hard time.
Almost 100 yards, and the way you use Cornelius was really effective in the run game. Is that in a big game? Is that as satisfying a run game performance?
Well, when we were reading all the social media and people were saying let him run, I said y'all need to figure out a way to let him run, and that's what we did. You didn't think that was funny? I mean, you guys, come on now. I mean, but truthfully, you're right. I'm being serious now. He needed to carry the ball more, and we need to use him more as a runner, and we were able to find a way to do that.
There was a play early in the game where you handed the ball to King, and there was nobody outside. It had Cornelius kept the football, and I thought maybe they'll
ask Mike what I said to him on the headphones when he comes in here. Seriously, ask him. Well, I want to see if he uses profanity. I'm not going to use profanity. But what you're saying is right. Everything y'all are saying is right. We made the adjustments. We needed to. He has to run the ball more. That's an adjustment for our schemes and some of the things we do. But there's no doubt that there's a couple things that is pretty much common knowledge that we needed to get corrected, and that's one of them. And I thought he did. He made an unbelievable run on 3rd and 11. There was really not that much there, and he just kind of gutted it out. And really, what you're alluding to is that's why he should do it more. Early in the year, I was a little concerned about him getting hit, and that just concerns me some. But he wants to run, and so 5 wants the ball more, and 14 wants to run more, and so let's roll, let's do it.
Picking up on that, Mike, just talk about, if you would, putting Cornelius under center. You haven't done that this year. I mean, is that part of that as well?
That came from my 14-year-old. I'm serious. He said, I'm tired of y'all not being able to get third in that much. Why don't you go under center and try? You got a better chance. So we had 2 weeks, so we put it in.
I mean, just what is your thought, Mike? I mean, because you got your heart ripped out a bunch early in your run here by Texas, and now you've beaten 7 of 9, I think. Whatever it is. I mean, you've had a great run against Texas. I mean, just how satisfying is that for you?
I mean, you know me, Bill. You know me a long time. For me, I'm good. I just want the guys to practice hard, and I want them to be encouraging, and effort is so contagious. And for them, it was good for them. I told them that, just like you talked about. You guys have had your back against the wall for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, how long it's been. So you learn to come back in the 8th round, sit down on the stool, put the cold iron and get some water and spit in the deal and come out and brawl, and then hopefully finish strong in the 15th round. And that's really what they learned to do. You know, a long time ago here, Vince Young and those guys were pretty tough to deal with. We've been ahead in some games, and those guys were tough to deal with, but they were just, able to find a way to win. These guys are pretty good too now. They're going to win a lot of football games.
You feel like this could just turn everything around, and you could be a more energetic, better football team from this point forward? You think it's a turning point?
We've been energetic. We just didn't play very energetic. I like the chemistry of the guys. There's been times, and I've told you this because you've been around here a long time, we've won, and I never felt good about the chemistry of the team. I feel good about these guys. Corn Dog didn't play very good at Manhattan. I don't know what to say. And then we got worn down in the fourth quarter, and then we lost a couple games here to pretty good teams. I don't know who's a good team anymore. I just know that Iowa State's a pretty good team, and Texas Tech is playing good this year. So I would just say we need to keep going. There's a lot of parity in this league. It's week to week, and hopefully we stayed healthy, and guys will come back and get this off their mind and focus, because got to go back on the road next week.
Dez, Bowman, Blackman, Washington, and now Wallace, the only guys you've ever had here to get 200 yards in the game. You think Wallace is in that class, a guy?
I think he has a chance to. I don't think he's there yet. I think he has enough skill and mental toughness to, at some point, get there. Those guys were so special. First-round picks and all that. I think Bowman's still playing, isn't he? Yeah, he's been playing forever in Canada. So I think he can get in that category, just probably not right now. But I'll say that his frame of mind, his mental toughness, his unselfish play gives him a real chance.
Like the last touchdown drive you guys had, you went from first and goal to 1, back to third and goal to 10, and then Cornelius runs it in. Is that last play, is that just sort of his toughness making that happen?
Yeah, I'm going to give you all a secret. I was the one that said let's go under center, and I was the one that designed that formation. Did you like it? It was good, right? Okay, so I'm going to take a little credit. And I also designed the sweep to the left, and that would have scored, wouldn't it? And my man, I haven't seen him yet, but everybody started looking at me, and I said, it's not my fault. I wasn't the guy supposed to catch it. But he ran really good tonight too, right? Chew Man, he did a good job. Corn Dog is a tough guy. He's a competitor. I said that all along. He's got good demeanor. He's tough. He's unselfish. The team loves him, so it gives us a chance. We just need him to be a little more consistent, and tonight he's about as good, right? 3 TDs or something, and he ran for 2. So he was good tonight. Need him to come back and do well.
It seemed like there was a lot more energy tonight than maybe any game since the Boise game. Where does that come from?
Hometown crowd. The crowd was fantastic, right? That's been tonight was unbelievable. You have 65,000 people here for walk around. You have perfect weather. You have primetime television. You have a beautiful night. Everybody's excited. Place is full. We started the game fast. So important, right? And it just kept going and kept feeding itself and kept feeding itself. And there's no doubt that the crowd was different tonight than it has been up to this point, right? Because you guys ask me that every week, and it was different tonight. And I think it made a big difference with the players. I would like to say that my Root Konechny speeches are good enough to get them excited all the time, but I got to have help. You guys didn't get that either. Y'all didn't think that was funny?
I know after you went on the field to sort of make sure that the players weren't getting injured at the end of the game, Tom Herman came on the field. Did you guys kind of reach an understanding when you shook hands after the game?
Yeah, I like Coach. He and I get along good. We've always got along good, and I was concerned about it getting ugly. I wasn't worried about 44. I'm not worried about that. But they started to come together, and I did not want something ugly to end on the field like that. So I was going to try to get all my guys back. I didn't have any concerns with Texas. I just wanted our guys to get back. And so I think he thought something else. And then I told him, I said, listen, I'm not going to coach your players. I was trying to not make it an ugly situation. And so he said, I'm good. I said, I'm good, whatever. He and I get along just fine, no problems. And I can understand there's a lot of frustration on both sides and excitement and so on and so forth. So
We haven't talked a lot about your defense.
Mm-hmm.
They were good until late in the game, last 17 minutes. What'd you do up until then, and then what happened after?
You know what, Barry? We defended well. We were in proximity on coverages, and I think I counted 4 or 5 times where their running back was able to hit air. That was it. And then I thought we did a much better job of playing the quarterback on the quarterback run. But I'll go back to what I said originally was I thought 4 and 8 and 24 and 20 and 31 and 3 did a good job of defending really long, talented receivers. And I think that was the difference in the game, in my opinion.
Coach, I have to ask, you won this one. Where's your smoothie?
Where's what?
Where's your smoothie?
I don't know. I mean, I guess they cut me short. I went to I'm sponsored by Ozark now, and I'm sure some social media network. They'll be real fired up to sponsor me.
Your best teams here in big games would make. I'm talking about like your championship team. You know, y'all would make 2 or 3 or 4 penalties. You only had 4 penalties tonight, and it was.
You know, I should have brought that up. So yeah, we were really good, I thought. And there was a couple calls. I don't know. I can't tell what happens, but overall it was probably officiated pretty good. You know, I would like him to call more penalties for us, but overall it's probably officiated pretty good. The first drive I had some concerns on it. I was kind of confused on a couple things. Maybe Ford interfered him I didn't see it because it was on the other side. But overall it's pretty good, you know. And I didn't see in the end zone. I couldn't tell. The guy promised me he wasn't in the end zone.
Last question. We got the coordinator sitting in the back of the room.
Yeah, Mike, you mentioned Vince Young, Colt McCoy, maybe none of your assistant coaches. I mean, those guys weren't really around.
Right.
Did it come into your mind though that here we go again? We had them down.
Yeah.
It's happening again.
I didn't feel bad about it, but I was concerned because as the game goes on against them, sometimes their girth and their strength and their speed and stuff can wear on you a little bit. I was concerned more about that than I was really anything else, just with their athleticism. And I'll be honest with you, I was worried about 84-9 going up and making a big play.